welcome back to the Imaginary Gallery. It's TJ, your host, ready for some more narcissist trash talk. The narcissist's ultimate goal is to destroy you. Now, what does that mean? Well, you've got to look at what you're dealing with, which is basically a fake person who's molded themselves after the target, tried to make themselves out to have the same types of interests and to be interested in everything the target's interested in. You'll notice a lot of times that if you're the target, you've got plenty of interests to keep you busy. They don't have any, and they latch on to yours and act like they are theirs. But what you have is something they don't. You are a real person, which we've covered in many occasions. A real person is pretty much the same person with different variations of reactions and behaviors in different situations, but for the most part, the same person all the time. These creatures wear masks. They pretend to be certain people all at the same time, which many times are contradictory, and a real person can pick up on this. What you are is real. Your reality is based in your experience, knowledge that you've gained over the years. They are phony, and they know deep down, even though it's probably covered up, underneath their fake mask, they are a person that nobody would ever want to engage in a relationship with, because they're nasty, evil, rotten creatures who do horribly betraying things. Things of which they know are wrong and bad, because when you talk with them, they'll claim they don't do such terrible things. Like if you tell them that, oh, my ex-spouse lied all the time and cheated, they'll be likely to say,
oh, well, I never lie and I never cheat.
And then you'll hear them lie in the same conversation. Basically, underneath all their fake facades, they cannot stand who they are. They probably, at some level, hate the fact that they have to fake it to make it anywhere with anyone. They see you being a carefree spirit who's not afraid to share it, who you are, and they catch on to your little phrases. If you have certain things that you say regularly, figures of speech you use, they'll start using those two to appear to be just like you. They'll fit in perfectly with your lifestyle. If you are free certain times of the day, they'll make sure that they're available during those times of the day, text you all the time, and call you regularly in the idealization phase. All of this, of course, is fake. So imagine if you were a person who was doing this. It would be like a job, an undercover agent job, where you're told,
here's your target. Pretend like you like them, act like you're friends with them, latch on to things they do and say, and make them, mirror them, and all, and
so on, keeping in mind that that's not really who this person is. This person is something quite different, which you usually learn in pieces over time later on. They want to tear you down to their level. You've all seen or heard stories about evil, angry children, let's say, that feel like they're nothing, so they want to destroy other people to bring others down to their level, and it gives them a feeling of satisfaction. That's kind of like what these creatures do, because they know deep down that they're not marketable, but they fake it. When they're dating you and seeing you regularly, they catch on to the fact that you seem to really like them. That really appeals to them and gives them supply. It's kind of like a forbidden game for them. Like they know they shouldn't really be here with you, but they feel so strong and have supply given by the fact that they are with you. Especially, for example, if you're a spouse who's divorced, whose husband was dating other ladies behind your back, well, that's their specialty. But they'll be the first to say,
oh, that's terrible, he had no right to do that to you.
Even though it's what he plans to do to you, but he's quick to make accusations about other people and put on that fake facade that makes it seem like he understands and is on your side. But it's all phony. They start off with this flattery, and they start off with you can do no wrong behaviors. They look at your personality quirks, your hobbies, your interests, and they'll act like they like it all. But then you'll notice down the line, when you reach the devaluation phase that they all go through, you'll find them criticizing the very things that they liked before, that they mimicked before. Oftentimes, after a long experience with one of these creatures, you'll realize the whole time that you have remained who you are, because remember, you're a real person, yet the other person, the creature, the narcissistic monster, is the one that changes and starts behaving differently and acting differently. I used to have certain phrases I would say about certain things. For example, one of them was fake. I'd go to New York City with this one, and there'd be these t-shirts for sale that would be like $100 because they have a certain word on the front. And I would say, that's fake. And then years later, I'd show him a video I made, and it had the word fake on the screen, and he'd say, oh, there you go with your word fake. That's right, because that's something I've noticed and still notice. And you're fake! But I did not say that. But what they want to do typically is, let's say you have a hobby that you're really interested in, and you spend a lot of time doing it, like maybe it's writing. You like to write a lot. And maybe when you first meet, they want to date you and you say, oh, I don't know if that'll work. I like to spend a lot of time writing. They might say,
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I'll just watch TV while you write,
or something like that. Later down the line in the devalue, it's,
all you do is sit there and write all the time.
and I had something like that where I'd say, do you remember in the beginning? I told you, I like to write all the time. And you said it was no problem. But of course, those conversations are forgotten, and it takes on a new facade of you're just not good enough for it anymore. Mainly because it probably found another source of supply that it wants to pursue. The goal of them to destroy you is to get you to feel that all those things about yourself that it thought were cute and funny and interesting and didn't seem to mind all of a sudden become treated like their faults. The goal there is to get you to feel insecure about who you are because you've opened up yourself to what you think, what you believe, what you're about, and they accepted it all at first and gave you all that love-bombing attention, but then all of a sudden those same things become a problem. And if you don't realize what these creatures are doing, it's very easy for you to slip into a depression to think there's something wrong with you in all ways. The things that attracted it to you all of a sudden are repelling it, and if you don't realize what it is, then you may fall down some kind of depression hole because you think that you used to be okay but you're not now, even though you realize if you think about it, you haven't changed at all. You're still the very same person that you were when this creature was idealizing you. So keep that in mind if you're involved with such a creature, and don't let it get to you because you remember the beginning, you remember how it treated you, all of a sudden now it's changed its tune. And of course if you try to have a talk with it and say, hey, wait, when we first met these things happened and you seemed fine with it and you laughed about this and acted like you were on my side about that, and now all of a sudden you're saying this, it doesn't do you any good to do this because they'll have some convenient, retarded excuse to justify whatever they've done, no matter how nonsensical it is. So keep that in mind, and if you are involved with such a creature, the best thing is to run the other way, don't look back, and do not respond or contact this creature ever again.
I am the new Narcopath. I look just like my original. I've not learned everything yet.
I am in a different body.
But I am going to be famous. Just you wait.
Oh, don't even mention your sister, that lying witch.
Do not listen to her. I never came on to her. That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Do not listen to her. She lies. She's lying to you. She's trying to cause problems. Believe me, she likes to cause problems. Don't let her come between us. I never came on to her. She's lying to you.
Your sister is a witch. Ah!
Do you hear me? Do you care?
I told you I ain't gonna shapeshift. You can try all you want, but it ain't gonna work because I got my act together. I ain't gonna shapeshift. Nice try.
What'd I tell you? It ain't working.
I've been thinking. I think you and I belong together. I was wrong before to leave you, but I think time has told me that you're the only one who can accept me. What do you think?
Are you listening to me? Did you hear that I am the one for you? I am the smartest, most wonderful person you'll ever meet. Are you paying attention?
Hello.
Hello. Are you going to answer my call? Hello? Well, evidently, you must think that you're just too good for me. Well, honey, you are making a mistake. I am the one and only person who would ever understand someone like you. So you give me a second chance when I call you again. You better answer. If not, I'm gonna find somebody else because I'm in a hurry. I ain't got time for this crap. Nice to know ya. Oh my God, I swear, you sensitive people. Oh, you still can't get over the fact that I used you. Big deal. Honey, everybody. This is everybody. It ain't nothing new. Get over it.